Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into another edition of Key Time Sports. It's Key Time coming back to talk about Game 5 of the 2025 NBA Finals between the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Game 5 last night was a game where the Oklahoma City Thunder dominated for the entirety of the game. And as you can see, where basically the momentum of this game, it had the Thunder written all over it. It did because back in game four, Pacers they had their chance to take a commanding 3-1 lead. Obviously they lost it. And last night, I mean, it wasn't nothing outside of Pascal Siakam for the Pacers. And as you can see, Pascal Siakam, 28 points. Aaron Naismith, 14 points. Miles Turner, 13 points. Aaron, excuse me, Andrew Nimhard, 7 points. Tyrese Halliburton, 4 points. Now, Tyrese Halliburton, he had an injury that he experienced in the first quarter and did not, well, he did play 34 minutes, but he was hobbling around for the rest of the game. Bench production for the Pacers: Obi Toppin, 12 points. Johnny Furphy, 2 points. Thomas Bryant, 0 points. Tony Bradley, 4 points. TJ McConnell, 18 points. Benedict Mathurin, 7 points. Ben Shepherd, 0 points. For the Thunder, Chet Holmgren, 9 points. Jalen Williams, 40 points, a career high. A career high. Isaiah Hartenstein, 4 points. Shea Gildress Alexander, 31 points. Lugaz Dort, 9 points. Bench production: Kenrick Williams, 0 points. Alex Caruso, 2 points. Aaron Wiggins, 14 points. Cason Wallace, 11 points. 11 points. Now, when we look when we look at game 5 as a whole, I noticed where as far as the deficit that the Pacers were facing a lot, they were facing a lot of double digit deficits. 10, 12. There was one time where it was pretty much, the game got out of hand and they were down by 18 at one point. But the Pacers, their X factors for last night and the X factors that I had for the series did not show up outside of TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell had 18 points. Nobody else supported him. Nobody on the supporting cast helped TJ McConnell. You had Pascal Siakam with 28. Tyrese Halliburton, he's injured. Don't know if he is going to suit up for game 6, but since this is a championship and possibly the last game of the season, you can't miss a game 6 in the NBA Finals. So Tyrese Halliburton, the next couple of days, I could see him, you know, getting into the ice bin, trying to get that leg right for game 6, and hopefully the Pacers win game 6 and possibly force it to a game 7. But now the Pacers, they are in some trouble right now. I saw an article yesterday from Sports Illustrated where Rick Carlisle said he has the one reason why the Pacers are going to lose this series. So if y'all don't know what article I'm referring to, go to Sports Illustrated, look up Rick Carlisle, and you will see that article. One thing about the Pacers is they got a little 3 point happy in game 4. Now I'm gonna go back to game 4 and then pick back up where I left off last night. Now in game 4, the Pacers they got 3 point happy when they got up by 10 points. And then all of a sudden they couldn't make a shot. You had 2 and 3 players missing shots here and there. Then they went on a shooting drought. And what do I always say about shooting droughts? The shooting droughts and turnovers can hurt you in the play of basketball. And it hurt the Pacers in game 4. and it hurt the Pacers last night. The Thunder, as far as their defense concerned, defensively, they were phenomenal across the board last night. They were. You neutralized. Tyrese Halliburton only had 4 points, but that was an injury. You neutralized Aaron Naismith. Now, Aaron Naismith, he's had a couple games where he scored over 20 points. Last night, he only had 14. Pascal Siakam, we know that he is going to get his normal 25 to 30 points. Miles Turner, one of the X factors that I predicted in this series, didn't show up. Another one that didn't show up was Benedict Mathurin. He only had 7 points. Ben Shepherd, he didn't show up last night. Now, future outlook. Now, I was saying this. I was saying this a few months back when it came to the Pacers. I said this. Now, anybody that has followed me for a while, you all know what I said about the Pacers when it comes to defensive mechanisms. I said this back in January with the Pacers. I'm like, the Pacers are going to have a tough time in the playoffs trying to defend at an elite level against their opponents. And we saw that firsthand last night. Something I said back in January is still coming to fruition June 17th. In June. So the Pacers, they were lucky to get here. They really were. Now I'm not saying that the Pacers going to lose game 6, but I always give y'all the statistics. The winner of game 5 goes on to win the series 82% of the time. So the Thunder, they are in the driver's seat. Whether it's either game 6 or game 7, the NBA, they already have the Larry O'Brien trophy already in the package and ready to be shipped off to Indiana for a potential trophy presentation Thursday night. That's if the Thunder win. Now, if the Thunder don't win, then it'll be a game 7 in OKC. But as far as team statistics concerned, the Pacers were very inefficient. And you can see where, as far as shooting from the floor, 45% for the Pacers, 42% for the Thunder. 3-point makes, Thunder made 14, Pacers made 11. Free throw percentage, 24 of 30 from the free throw line for the Pacers. 26 of 32, 81% for the Thunder. Rebounds, +5 for the Pacers. Offensive rebounds, +1 for the Thunder. Defensive rebounds, +6 for the Thunder. Assists, +1 for the Thunder. Steals, +6 for the Thunder. Blocks, +8 for the Thunder. And everybody can see how everything went the Thunder's way. Now, one thing I can say, a lot of players were saying that game 1 had the resemblance of last night. Yeah, last night had the resemblance of game 1. But what was different was the Pacers, they turned the ball over a little bit less. 23 turnovers, but that was still a lot of turnovers. And also, the Thunder, they started scoring off of their turnovers. They had a lot of fast break opportunities in this game. Fast break opportunities, 17-13 in favor of the Thunder. Points in the paint. Thunder, they pretty much packed it into the paint, 42 points, and the Pacers had 48 points. Largest lead of the game was 18, and the largest lead for the Pacers was 3. So all of a sudden, after the game last night, they were talking about matchups. Would they put Benedict Mathurin in at starter, or would they still have him come off the bench? Now, if I'm Rick Carlisle, I'm pulling out all the stops for game six because game six is you only got one more game. You got two if necessary, but the guaranteed game is game six, and that is Thursday. If you can't get it Thursday, then season is over with. So now Rick Carlisle, that the Pacers head coaching staff, they have got to make some decisions between now and game time on Thursday. One thing I can say is the Pacers, they've had a good run. Will the Pacers be back in this situation come next season? I don't think so. There are more stronger teams than the Pacers, than this Pacers team that will be in the fold for the playoffs next season. Like I'm not gonna give out a list of teams yet, but we do see that there have been some trades over the last couple of days that have happened, and also Kevin Durant, he seems to still be in the fold, but there are three teams that are in need of his services. So who knows when Kevin Durant will make that decision, and who knows when will the team that he wants to play for make that decision. But Desmond Bain, he got traded from the Memphis Grizzlies to the Orlando Magic yesterday. Now the Orlando Magic, they're one of the teams that I can see going into next season making a push to be one of those top four, top five teams, because the New York Knicks, we don't know where they are going to be at. Also, the Pacers, we know that they are really top of the East right now as far as when it comes to seeding, but Cleveland, Boston is still in the fold. Uh, for the OKC Thunder, we all know who the Wild Wild West, as we like to call it. Anybody can come out of the West and anybody can come out the East, just like you've seen now. So, Pacers, Game Six, it's win or go home for Game Six. Thunder, worst case scenario, they lose Game Six, win Game Seven at home, and become the champions. And for the Pacers in this case, if they do come back from this deficit, man, that is going to be something. That is going to be something for all of us to rewrite, because I already have my story written down for the Thunder. The end of my story is Thunder win championship behind NBA MVP SGA. That's what I've been working on for the past couple of days when it comes to the Thunder. The Pacers, it's up in the air right now. It really is. So outside of that, only thing else I got to say is Game Six is Thursday. As of right now, the Thunder are a 6.5 point favorite. Possibly the point spread will move between now and Thursday. I'm almost for certain it's going to move between now and Thursday. But right now, the Thunder are a 6 point favorite playing in Indiana. Now they won game 4. Can they win game 6 in Indiana? And with that, those are my reactions to game 5 of the 2025 NBA Finals between the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. We are also doing an expansion right here on YouTube. We want to get, before this year is out, we want to get over 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. And also, one more thing, please go and follow my other show, Key City Sports, on Instagram. So, Key Town Sports on YouTube and Key City Sports on Instagram. And remember, everybody, one last thing. Remember, the key is always on time.